week in, week out, anytime she came up throughout the season here with you, Will, I just have been so impressed by Ailish Considine. I think anytime she missed out on making a squad or a panel, she went away, dug her heels in, obviously trained hard and got back in, and then performed when she got back in as well and really held down her spot. So for me, she has had one of the most impressive seasons in the sense that she's in one of the best teams in the league. She didn't get it all her own way, and she had to, knuckle down, keep her head down, have a good attitude, and she just kept getting back in, so fair play to her.
She did it well. Who better to talk to about the grand final than the two-time winner, Ailish Considine, who is back on the show. Ailish, congratulations on another fantastic win. How does it feel to be a two-time Premiership winner?
It honestly hasn't sunk in yet. It's just crazy to think, like, back in 2018, 2019, when I played my first season, I didn't think I'd be fortunate enough to have played in 3 grand finals 4 seasons later. So to have a second Premiership, after all of that, it has been just, it's incredible.
Well done, Ailish. Thanks so much for squeezing us in. I love your T-shirt, and I know we're taking you away from lots of celebrations. But I suppose, not to get too serious, but I just wanted to know what the mood and atmosphere was like in the group in the run-up to the game, and how things were shaping up for you guys.
Yeah, it was a bit different from last year, to be honest. I think we were very emotion-driven last year going into the grand final against Brisbane, and that can kind of go either way. It can go for or against, and I think unfortunately we didn't finish the job last year, and this season I think we were so focused and driven on the task at hand rather than anything else that came with that. And I think I came home from training on Friday night, and I kind of said to my partner, I was like, I think we're going to win tomorrow. And I don't usually come away saying something like that as confident, but I think just the way the group had trained, the way they had applied themselves all week, and just the vibes in the camp, it was just, we were so focused, and it was literally, we were going to do a job, and that was that. And we were lucky enough on the day that we came and we performed, and did end up coming away with the cup in the end.
Ailish, how did it go on the day? Did it go to plan? Obviously you won, but the game plan, was that perfected? And how did you get on top of Melbourne?
Yeah, I think we expected an absolutely relentless performance from Melbourne, and we got it. To be fair, it was a really, really tough game throughout the entire thing, and yeah, we stuck to our game plan as best we could, and we knew that we were going to come across Melbourne, who are a brilliant side and move the ball really, really well. And it was a very low scoring game, but the contested game was just super high, and the pressure that was there from us and from Melbourne, it was an incredibly tough game to be part of. And I think we did manage to keep our structure and our game plan throughout, but it was certainly not an easy win on our side.
No, not at all. It didn't look it. It was a great contest. I suppose just to touch on one of the star players from Adelaide, she's an icon in the game. Erin Phillips, she kicked her 50th goal. I just want to know an insight from you, how good is she really?
She's better than what you see. She's she's an unbelievable person and athlete, and she's done absolute wonders for the game since she started playing in 2017 with Crows, and she's an absolute legend of the game. And I'm so lucky to call her my teammate, and she's guided the young girls throughout her entire career. And I personally have learned so much from her, watching her every week in, week out, and getting to train with her. It's it's an absolute privilege to play with her.
Ailish, lots of rumours regarding some players. We know Erin is 36. She is still a superstar. We see Cora still doing it at 40. But do you think we will see Erin again next season?
Yeah, who knows? Look, her body held up really, really well this season. So that's obviously a good sign for her. But and with the change of season, bringing it a bit closer, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Everyone is really only concentrating on celebrating at the moment. So next season is long ahead in the minds.
Absolutely fair enough. I suppose I just wanted to know how you think. I don't know if you'll have an answer for this either. In your, you're so busy celebrating, but do you think that you guys will hold on to the majority of your list? I know obviously it's an expansion period and there's more teams coming in. And do you think there'll be much movement from your list?
To be honest, I'm not sure. The group that we have and the way that Crows treat the players, it's just a credit to the club itself. So I think, well, there's a lot of talk, and a lot of people think Port will take a few players. It's very hard to judge. Like from me on the inside, I feel like Crows will hold on to the majority of their players just because of how good the culture is here at the club. But at the end of the day, Port are going to need to bump up their list, and they're going to go hard for some players. So it's an impossible question to answer at this moment in time, but it's a matter of just waiting and seeing.
And listen, Ailish, tell us about your own future. What does that entail? Because obviously there's a lot of talk now with the Irish girls having to make that choice between GA and AFLW with the new season being penciled in for August. Are you going to get home for a few weeks? You tend to go back out? Do you want a hat-trick of Premiership medals now?
Yeah, look, it's hard to refuse a hat-trick of medals and, driving for that. But yeah, I think I'll come home for a short stint just to see family and friends and just get home. But the plan is to head back out here and get started in pre-season and hit for another season of AFLW.
Great stuff. Listen, just want to get your thoughts on, just before we go, obviously 14 Irish this year. Do you think there's going to be many coming next year? Will there be an increase? And then also as well, just your thoughts on the comments from Meath manager Eamon Murray last week, who said that he described AFLW as dreadful stuff, no skill to it, and he doesn't know why anyone would want to play it.
I'll answer your first question first. Yeah, I think the opportunity for Irish players to come out and play is certainly there for at least another couple of years, and especially next year with all the expansion teams. I think we might get a few extra girls coming out here, even though the season changed with the timing and stuff will interfere with championship back home. But yeah, I think we'll get a few more girls out next season, which will be great. And yeah, onto your second question. Yeah, look, I was a little bit disappointed to hear those comments, and they've filtered through over here. So I think, to be honest, a lot of it has been emotion driven on his side. The disappointment of losing players in his panel and how good Meath have been going. But still, it's a bit unfair to have such drastic opinions on a game that he probably doesn't have too much understanding of. And Niamh, you know yourself how difficult it is to come out here and play this game, and how different it is to play AFLW in comparison to Gaelic football, and you don't really understand it until you're really in it. So look, it's an extremely skillful game. It's an extremely difficult game to play, and any of the Irish girls that have come over here to play it understands that, and I think that's the most important thing for us to take, and I guess just try and appreciate a game that's certainly different from Gaelic football, and takes a different set of skills and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's disappointing to hear, but hopefully he'll change his mind if he understands the game a bit more.
Well, Ailish, we'll stick with the positive stuff. You are a two-time AFLW champion. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. Enjoy the celebrations over the coming days and enjoy the off-season.
Will do. Thanks so much.